In today's educational system, there is a huge push to create equitable and inclusive environments for our students. However, in Canada, reserve schools have the largest dropout rate of Indigenous students. Why is this still an issue? This issue has been talked about for so many years, but yet Indigenous students are still at the bottom of the barrel in terms of receiving an education that can and will change their lives. Why are these reserve schools in Canada not properly suited for these Indigenous students to achieve the goals and aspirations that they have that are the same as the students in schools who do not have the same culture? Building these equitable and inclusive classrooms has to span all of Canada, not just neighborhoods and cities who are mainly non-Indigenous. Canada has to be spanned completely to create an inclusive and equitable classrooms with no one left behind. They say that there has been much funding gone into reserve schools. However, 74% of these schools are in need of major repairs. 72% of these schools have a health and safety concern for their students, where 32% of them don't even have access to clean water. Now, if we think about this, these students don't even have a good education. They're now missing out on their basic human rights of going to school and having clean water. Where this funding has gone, I'm not sure, but these statistics are clearly on the wrong side of the scale. However, now, if we push these statistics to the side, why else would the Indigenous students be dropping out? Half of the Indigenous families and communities do not have access to internet. If they want to expand their knowledge outside of the classroom, it's simply something that will not occur. Many families do not have food security. They do not know if their families will be fed at night at the table. Many of these students are coming to school hungry and have no source of food. And it's a common statistics that Indigenous youth will go to jail as opposed to graduate school. Now, if we look at the research behind that, there is a link between literacy and jail time. The more illiterate you are, the higher chance you will go to jail. These Indigenous schools, only 39% of them have a fully equipped library, meaning 61% of these schools do not have a good reading ability behind them. We are essentially setting up these students for failure. How are these students expected to succeed with so much on their plate, so much on their shoulders? No wonder the suicide rates are so high in these communities. They feel like they have no way out. School should be their escape, the place that they go to learn and have fun while doing it, not wondering whether there's going to be food on their table when they get home. I encourage you to become aware, raise awareness, and help these Indigenous students receive the same education that they are entitled to as Canadians. The Indigenous culture has been affected so much under the reign of Canada over the last 100 years. With Canada's 150-year anniversary coming up, let us come together and celebrate the Indigenous community and their culture and show them that they do matter. Let us build our classrooms to include those who are different and be equitable and equal to everybody, no matter their gender, their race, their sexual orientation, their culture, or their religion. Let us come together and help the Indigenous dropout rate decrease.